I had to leave Kuwait in a little bit of a hurry, and I didn't get a chance to tell the desk at the bureau that I was leaving, the editors, and I was exhausted. I mean, I'd spent 3 weeks in Saudi Arabia chasing around on this story, and then I hitchhiked across the desert. I was following these firefighters around, and I was doing the story about the Palestinians, and then I had to leave hurriedly, as I say. And I got to Frankfurt, and I called in, and I said, I just want to let you know I'm out, and I'm in Frankfurt, and I'm going to spend the night, and then I'll get the plane home. Well, there was this man named Terry Anderson, an AP reporter, who had been kidnapped 5 or 10 years earlier by Palestinians in Lebanon or someplace. Periodically, there would be rumors that they were about to release him. And when I called in, the news editor at the Bureau, Art Douglas, told me, said that the AP has just moved 13 bulletins. A bulletin is an urgent news item saying that it's imminent that they will release Terry Anderson. And near as we can tell, if they do, they'll take him to this army hospital in Wiesbaden to be checked over and debriefed and so on. He said, we want you to go there, get a hotel room, and check in with the Army public affairs people, make your necessary contacts, and be ready if he's taken there so that we can interview him or cover the story, however they allow us to cover it. Well, that was going to throw a hitch in the get along because you were in Chile, I think, or was Susanna in Chile? I was going to come home, kind of rest up from this trip I'd been on, and take care of our dog, Bart. And so here I am stuck in Wiesbaden and waiting for Terry Anderson to be released. And poor Terry Anderson's not getting released, but the story's still hot, and it looks like maybe he will, maybe he won't, maybe he will. And none of the editors would let me come home because none of them wanted to be the guy who said, okay, come home, and then the next thing you know, I'm on an airplane halfway between Washington and Frankfurt, and somebody says Terry Anderson's on his way to the Army Hospital at Wiesbaden. So every day I would go down they were having some kind of a carnival in Wiesbaden. I go down there, eat a bunch of fat pork sandwiches and drink some of their beer and go staggering back and fall asleep. And I was dreaming, sometimes you dream about whatever's you're concerned about, whatever's nagging at you when you go to sleep. I'm dreaming about Bart, and the phone rang. And it was Douglas. And so I answered and said, hey, Jeff, it's Art. And I thought he said Bart. And I said, hey, I thought you were at the vet. And he said, you thought I was at the vet? And I'm beginning to my head's kind of clearing up. I said, I'm sorry, Art. I thought you were my dog. And there's another long pause, and he said, you thought I was your dog, Jeff? By now, it's clear, and I didn't feel like having to explain it because I didn't have to. He said, okay, Jeff, why don't you just come on home? So that's how I got home, and that's how Bart got out of the vet, I guess.